Okay guys, so part 2. Let's go ahead and add these together. So we have x to the first, x to the half, x to the half. So we are adding all of these together because they are the product rule. So 1 plus a half, that is x to the second, over, we're going to multiply these two together. So 3 times 1 is 3, 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, now we have the quotient rule. So that tells me that I want 2 minus 3 over 4. Now, how many fourths is 2? Well, it would be 8 over 4 minus 3 over 4, which equals 5 over 4. So my final answer is x to the 5 over 4. So that shows up as A. So we're going to write an A here. Okay, now the second one. Turn that straight. Okay, so for the second one, we are going to simplify this out again. So at the top, I can't really do anything, so I have x to the 3 over 2 over, let's go ahead and add these two together. So 1 plus 2/3, so that'd be 3, so x to the 5/3 to the half. Okay, and now we are going to multiply those together. So we have x to the 3 over 2 over x to the 5 times 1 is 5, 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, so now we are going to subtract these. So we have 3 over 2 minus 5 over 6. Let's go ahead and get these both as being 6. So 2 times 3 is 6, and then 3 times 3 is 9, minus 5 over 6, which equals 4 over 6. So we can simplify that and have x to the 2/3. Does that come up anywhere? Yes, E. Okay, for the next one, at the top, let's go ahead and just add these two together. So we have x to the, this is going to become 4 over 2. So 4 over 2. 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 halves over, let's multiply these together. So 5 times 2 is 10 over 4. So now let's go ahead and subtract these. So we have 7 over 2 minus 10 over 4. Let's go ahead and make the 7 over 2 into fourths. So that is 2 times 2 is 4. 7 times 2 is 14 minus 10 over 4. 14 minus 10 is 4 over 4, which is the same thing as 1. So we just have a plain x. Do we have that anywhere? Yeah, it's B. Okay, so what I'm doing for all of these is I literally have out my exponent rules sitting right in front of me, and I'm looking to see what does it look like from my exponent rules. So let's go ahead and try the next one. I'm going to give you a couple seconds. Go ahead and try that, and then we'll come together and see if we get the same answer. Okay, so we should have gotten D. Let's just double check how that would work. So we have x to the second, and we have x to the, 3 times 3 is 9 over 4, all over x to the 2 times 3 is 6 over 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and add these together. So 2 is just going to become 8 over 4. 9 plus 8 is x to the 17 over 4, all over 6 over 2, which I can just write that as a 3 if I wanted to. Now we just have to subtract. So we have 17 over 4 minus 3. I'm going to change that 3 to where it's going to have 3 over 4, or a number over 4. So we have 17 over 4 minus 3 times 4 is 12. 17 minus 12 is 5 over 4. So we have x to the 5 over 4. I guess that there were two of them. You could have switched A and D. That's fine. It doesn't matter. The next Go ahead and try that one out. We should have gotten C. Let's just double check how to do that. So for this first part, I have x to the 6 over 2 times x to the 2 times 2 is 4 all over x to the half. Okay, now this is the product rule again, so that tells me I'm going to be adding. So 6 divided by 2 is just 3, so 3 plus 4 is 7, so I have x to the 7th over x to the half. Now we're going to subtract, so I have 7 minus a half, so let's change that into halves. So 7 times 2 is 14 over 2 minus 1 over 2, which is 13 over 2. So x to the 13 over 2, which is C. Now go ahead, you already know what the last answer is going to be, but go ahead and try it out. So we should all have gotten F. Let's go ahead and multiply these things together. So looking at this top part, 3 times 7 is 21. 4 times 2 is 8. All over, let's add these together. So a half plus 1 plus 1. So x to the 5 halves. We have 21 over 8 minus 5 over 2, which equals 21 over 8 minus 4, so that's 20 over 8, so that is 1/8. So x to the 1/8, which is F. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to part 3.